Hey everybody, it's Don again from North of Detroit Outdoors. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm bringing you a video of my most recent purchase, the Bass Raider 10E fishing boat, as you can see from the title. Now most people that know me know that I love to go bow hunting in the fall and winter months. What people don't know perhaps is that I also love to go fishing in those spring and summer months. Now I started fishing around the same time I started hunting, maybe 10, 12 years ago. At every chance I got, I'd take my fishing pole and go to the shore of a lake and I'd fish my heart out. The problem was it was so restrictive and it was so frustrating because I wanted to get my lure just another 10 feet, just another 15 feet, because I knew the fish were out just a little bit further than where I could cast. In the last few years, I've been fishing with a lot of buddies. I have buddies who have bass boats and ski boats and even some larger boats to go out on the big water. So the main reason I wanted a boat of my own was because I wanted to have access to a lake in my very own subdivision. It's literally a 45-second drive from my house, and it's full of fish like bluegill and perch and crappie and bass and pike and so many of the fish that I love to fish for. So when I decided to get a boat of my own, I decided there were 4 criteria that were driving my decision. So the first criteria is that the boat has to be small. My wife and I have a 2-car garage and we keep both of our vehicles in there year round, and we didn't want to give that up. So we wanted to be able to pull in and out without any obstructions, as if it were not even there. It also has to be small enough to fit in the bed of my full-size pickup, because I also didn't want a trailer, because it just adds to the complexity, it adds to the cost, and I just wanted to be able to throw something in the back of the truck and go where I wanted to go without any fuss or any muss. So small was a huge criteria for me. So the second criteria is that it has to be lightweight. Now, most often when I go fishing, it's going to be in the late afternoon after work. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 5, maybe even 6 o'clock, but there's still plenty of daylight left in the summer. So I want to be able to, on a whim, just grab the boat, throw it in the back of the truck and go. But I have to be able to do that all alone without any assistance from anyone else. So it has to be lightweight and maneuverable. That's a huge key for me. So that's criteria number 2. The third criteria is that the boat has to be able to accommodate 2 people comfortably. Typically, I'll be fishing alone, but there are opportunities and times when people will be available and they'll want to go fishing with me. And again, there's nothing more fun than fishing with someone else. Okay, the fourth criteria is that the boat and all the major accessories like the trolling motor and the battery all have to fit under $1,000. That's the budget that I've set for myself. Now, that's a pretty tall order. Can the Bass Raider 10E meet all the criteria that I've set for it? Well, let's find out. See, the Bass Raider comes pretty much ready to go. All I had to do was assemble 2 seats, which took about 5 to 10 minutes per seat. The body and the hull of the Bass Raider is made with what they call a Ram X multi-layer impact resistant material. The handles on the boat are pretty sturdy. I do, however, wish that the handles in the rear were located just like the ones in the front. The boat is a pontoon style boat, so it's very stable. Even when you stand up fishing, you feel like you're on a secure footing. My initial thought was to hoist the Bass Raider to the ceiling so I could just lower it right into the bed of the truck. However, the pulleys that I purchased just didn't seem to handle the weight of the 145 pounds, so I had to give up on that idea. While I was waiting to think of another idea, I simply took the boat and I put it right up against the wall adjacent to where I parked my truck. After a few days of this, I realized it was pretty easy for me to drive my truck in and out without any problem with the boat being there. So it turns out that the simplest idea was the best idea. So as you can see, criteria number 1 was achieved. I can very easily get both cars into the garage without any obstructions.
Now the Bass Raider is 10 foot 2 inches long and 4 feet 2 inches wide, which makes it perfect for the bed of my truck. Once the tailgate is down, it overhangs by about 18 inches, which is just fine for me. Well, my second criteria is that it has to be lightweight and it has to be maneuverable. Well, at 10 feet 2 inches long and 145 pounds, it's neither. There's no way I can carry this around by myself. So I looked on YouTube and I saw how other people transported their boats, and they built a dolly. So I took a very simple design and made my own. I added a kickstand to mine because it was necessary for it to be upright while I was loading the boat onto it. It works out pretty well. I secure the boat to the dolly by using either cam straps or a ratchet strap that goes through the rear handles on the boat and down through the eye bolt on the dolly. I then insert the kickstand into a long hole I drilled in the base of the dolly and keep it secured with an elastic band. As you can see, the boat is much more maneuverable once it's on the dolly. It's pretty easy to load the boat onto the truck. I simply take the front end, set it on the tailgate, then hold it in place as I walk around to the rear end so I can lift up the back and simply slide the boat into the truck. It's really that easy. Once the boat is on the truck, I load all of my accessories and gear onto the boat itself. Everything except for the battery. The battery I keep in the back seat of my truck until the boat is unloaded. It would be much too difficult to load and unload the boat with the battery already installed. So once all of my gear is on the boat, I make sure all of it is pushed as far back to the rear as possible so all of the weight is sitting on the dolly. I then grab the front handles and I walk it to wherever I need it to go. In this case, down to the lake. So as you can see, criteria number 2, being lightweight and maneuverable, was achieved, but only with the help of the dolly, of course.
Okay, as we saw, the Bass Raider did a pretty good job of meeting the first 3 criteria with a little help from the dolly. Now, did it meet the 4th criteria, the most important one in my book? Meaning the boat and the major accessories all had to fall under the $1,000 budget that I gave myself. Well, the boat itself was $650. I bought it from a local retailer, and a few days after purchasing it, I realized that the same boat at the same retailer went on sale for $600. So I went back to them and they gave me a $50 refund. Awesome. I then went and bought the Minn Kota 50-pound thrust trolling motor. And that motor cost just over $200. So let's just say 200 there. Now, on the battery, I cheated a little bit in that I have a buddy who works on heavy duty trucks, and he had like 6 of these huge batteries in his garage. So he says, hey, Don, take this one until you get your own battery. So I've been using his battery for a while, but I do plan on getting my own this year. And a good, robust deep cell battery is going to be somewhere between $150 and $200. So let's just say on the high end, $200. That takes us to an even $1,000. So did it meet criteria number 4? Absolutely. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making it because I'm excited about the prospect of getting out to do more fishing. And one thing I really love to do besides bass fishing is pan fishing. I love crappie and bluegill and perch. Those are the best tasting fish. And this lake is just loaded with them. So I'm looking forward to going out there and harvesting some for dinner. And hopefully when I do, I can get some footage and bring it to you just to let you share in the fun. So again, stick with me this summer here on North of Detroit Outdoors. I'm sure it's going to be a fun summer. See you soon.